On tonight's Desi DNA, the history behind one of the most vilified symbols in the world. In our free running piece, parkour emerges in Bollywood. We go back in time to 1979 and the riots that broke out in the West London suburb of Southall. And I get a chance to get up close and personal with legendary maestro A.R. Rahman. You can be into Bollywood, Hollywood, West End musicals, or chillaxing vibes. At some point in time, you'll have heard the music of A.R. Rahman.
A.R. Rahman is imaginative.
I think he makes tremendously good music.
His melodies are just full of goosebumps.
He's an explorer of music.
From modest beginnings in southern India, A.R. Rahman has revolutionized Indian film music, sold over 100 million records, put Bollywood on the stage, and he's recently finished his most ambitious project to date, Lord of the Rings, the musical. Three hours long and with a budget of £25 million, Lord of the Rings is the most expensive production ever staged in London's West End. Rahman and co-writers the Finnish group Vartana devoted almost 4 years to setting Tolkien's epic tale of hobbits, elves and wizards to music. Renowned for his modesty and for his reluctance to appear on camera, I've been granted a rare interview here at A.R. Rahman's London home, where he's currently working on his latest project. Imagine wrapping your head around those books or those films.
That's difficult in the beginning.
Exactly.
But was working with a very good team, so I knew that we could pull it off.
Had you even heard of The Hobbit or Lord
Yeah,
of the Rings?
yeah, saw the movies. Saw the movies after I got signed to co-write.
And what was your first reaction?
First reaction was, it was long. But then I think this 4 years being in that project was, I think, I learned so much.
At the time we caught up with him, he was busy recording the album for Lord of the Rings, the musical.
Initially we had some differences, but then we all agreed that, it has to go in a particular way where, without compromising, at the same time having it a little more augmented.
In his hometown of Chennai, Rahman is a hero. His musical career really took off when he was 25, and director Mani Ratnam asked him to provide the music and songs for the 1992 film Roja. He continued to go from strength to strength with classics like Bombay and Dil Se, and he became known as the Mozart of Madras. But success came at a price. When Rahman was 9 years old, his father, also a composer, died. This caused a crisis for his family that may have led to his early career in music. At the age of 9, when your father passed away, were you musical at that stage?
I was pushed into music. My mother once came to my high school and said, stop the school and go to music. So she took that choice for me.
With his music making waves in India, it was only a matter of time before he was picked up in the West.
Rahman was right for his time. He came at the right time, and he came at a time when Indian cinema stopped being a joke. He came at a time when Indian cinema was being subtitled and viewed around the world.
When filmmaker Shekhar Kapoor introduced Rahman to Andrew Lloyd Webber, the result was a worldwide musical success. So was that an easy collaboration?
It was easier than expected, actually.
Was it?
Because all the people said, oh, he's going to change your music. But he was really encouraging.
Andrew Lloyd Webber paired Rahman with Oscar-winning James Bond lyricist Don Black.
It's very unusual in many ways, different to, say, a John Barry or an Andrew Lloyd Webber, because he thinks things will happen as they should happen. It's a kind of Eastern spiritual approach to music. And when you may get anxious because you have a song to write, he would say, don't worry, it will happen when it happens.
When I write a tune, when I do a song, sometimes the song takes me to where I should go. song dictates me that, okay, it's crying out for strings, it's crying out for a rhythm section, it's crying out for a vocal arrangement.
Rahman's background in Indian cinema was perfect for Bombay Dreams. But who'd have thought an Indian composer would be the right choice for a film that was to be his first collaboration with Hollywood? Shekhar Kapoor's historical epic, Elizabeth, the Golden Age.
He's a very mythic composer. He's actually a very, he's a very devout man. He asks for music almost from some sense that he believes that he gets it from the universe. But his music can be very mythic, and I wanted to bring that kind of mythic aspect to him.
Rahman's voyage into history continues in his next major film project, Jodha Akbar, the 16th century Indian love story, starring Aishwarya Rai and Hrithik Roshan.
Strangely, I was doing this 15th century Mughal Hindu kind of marriage, Akbar Jodha. And I was doing a 15th century Protestant and Catholic conflict.
In English history.
I don't think A.R. Rahman is constrained by any idea of time or geography at all. And if you go right back to, again, to some of the Indian film songs, and you listen to the way he uses different instruments, that you have sitar sounds one moment and then harpsichord sounds the next, and nothing sounds out of place.
He has the same talent as Mozart did. That he has melody coming out of him all the time. And I think he should leave behind some great symphonies or great pieces of music that, unlike pop music, don't just die out.
Are you pleased with Lord of the Rings?
I'm really pleased with it because it's an incredible effort, and I think it's paid off.
Do you see yourself as moving into an area where you might suddenly record a classical album?
Yeah, I think it has to happen, and I keep an open mind on this.
Jodha Akbar looks set to be one of the biggest Bollywood movies of the year and is on worldwide release. Lord of the Rings continues in the West End until at least September 2008.
Getting to the beating heart of modern India next on BBC Two. It's the first day for a new boy at Indian school. And you can join Nikki Bedi and Sarfraz Manzoor trying to answer the question, what makes Muslims laugh? That's on the BBC Asian Network tomorrow afternoon from 12:30 on DAB Digital Radio.